Hey guys, it's nice to be back with you. I don't have somebody else doing my video for me today. She's back behind the camera helping us out to get this to look good. So Javi will have another video for you before too long, but for me today, I got this big idea. There is a line of jewelry that was made back, I think in the 80s, by 1928 Jewelry Company, and it was called Porcelage. And I really resonate with that line because it looks a little bit like the things that I like to do and the things that I used to do back in the 90s when I had my line, even though I didn't know about that line, the Porcelage line back then. But it's something that we can do a number of ways. You could do it with glue, or you could use cerulean. So I thought, well, they did it with glues, but we're going to try it today with cerulean. And basically what it is, we're going to take the Beesoup 1928 bezels and we'll make little floral bouquets in them. They're quick and easy, actually. So if you want to step on over here, I'll show you what in the world I'm talking about, and you're going to have such a good time with me today using the Beesoup 1928 products that you can find at besoupboutiques.com. So come on over and let's have some fun. So guys, I don't have an actual piece of porcelage here. I should have brought one home from the factory. We were out there, Javi and I were out there last week. But I did get some pictures. And if you go to our Instagram, you'll see one that she put up. And also if you go to the Beesoup Boutiques Creative Group, there's one on there. So I tried to print it out from pictures that we had. And of course I got a strange picture, you know. When you want a good picture, you're going to get a strange one. But anyway, basically it was a simple chain, and I'm not talking about this one here, although it went with that line. We could talk about this another time, but I'm talking about this part here. And basically what they did is they laid this stuff in here with glue, and then they laid all the pearls in with glue too. But you can see there's some dimension to it. There are real little tiny ones on the bottom, and then there are big ones on the top, which I like that look. So with cerulean, it may be difficult to achieve that. Now you can take and make little balls of cerulean and put it on the back of those little tiny beads and stick them in there, but it is more painstaking than it's worth. So I'm going to be researching some other ideas. But anyway, this is basically what we're looking for. And I have this piece from Beesoup by 1928 that I think would be nice to use to try and see what I can do with it. This is in the old silver. A lot of the pieces I'll be using in this video are from the old silver section of the Beesoup by 1928 line, which are the jewelry parts that 1928 Jewelry Company has made for me, and I'm the only one that has them. So different times people will say, where do you get those parts? Well, you need to come to besoupboutiques.com because that's where they are. No one else sells them.
And we will have a link on the right
hand
side.
Yes, Javi will have that all fixed up for you because we're going to use quite a few different pieces from old silver. It'll be difficult to get all the SKUs on here for you, so the best thing for you to do would be to go to that section and just scroll down. It's not that big, you know, you'll find them. But anyway, I thought I'd use this one. And so it's about a 40 by 30. It's got a nice bezel rim on it, so it'd be good for using cerulean in it. And I just thought maybe I'd pop some, you know, roses in there. We'll do that one together. But for now, I'll show you the ones that I made earlier today. So I think these came out cute. Let me take this out of the way. These came out cute, I thought. They're pendants. And I used a couple different bezels from the old silver section, Beesoup 1928, which is cast pewter, by the way. It's not brass. And I put a nice filigree piece on the top, and then I thought I'll just connect some chain, you know, going up like that. Like this is a piece of 1928 chain that I had. I brought back from the factory. I'll just, you know, connect it, make a simple, pretty little necklace, and that'll be fun to wear. And I thought they were cute, but I just put the cerulean down into the bezel and then tucked my things in there. And it was pretty simple. I think they took maybe 10-15 minutes to do. There wasn't anything to it. And then, oh, I did this. You know, so many times we forget the little spoon. They have a beautiful spoon. And you know me, I love those spoons. I love spoon pendants and spoon jewelry and all that. Well, the bowl of the spoon is very ornate here, so we wouldn't want to cover that up. I mean, that's gorgeous. It's best to leave that the way it is. But it has a little heart bezel at the top. So I stuck some cerulean in there and popped some porcelain roses in and some pearls, and voila, my version of the Porcelage line. I don't think they had ones like this. Then I did this one because you know this is one of my favorite mounts. It's this one, and this too is in the old silver section. And I just, you know, put pearls around and rose in the middle, and it has cerulean at the bottom, so you're not gluing it in. You won't be using glue. You'll be using the epoxy resin clay, which I'm going to show you. And then I did one more that I finished, and I used this bezel, and it was actually the last gold bezel I have, so if you wanted one, I will get some more, probably in about 5-6 weeks. It takes time to make them, so we just ran out. But anyway, I just tucked that in the center there. And then I thought, I don't know if I brought it down here with me. I don't know. See what you think. Why don't you write in the comments and tell me what you think, okay? But I was thinking that maybe I would take some of this pretty rhinestone chain and run it around the edge there to finish that off. But I don't know. So tell me what you think. I like to hear what you have to say, but I think it would look pretty on there. Really add a little extra punch to it, you know?
I agree.
You agree?
Yep.
Javi likes it. Okay. And then here's one that I did a long time. This is not a porcelage type assemblage piece, but this is assemblage with cerulean, and I used this red cerulean, which we have plenty of it on the site. It's gorgeous. And I took one of the little 1928 monkeys and some of the little vining branches that they make too. This is the rusted iron pewter. And I hung the little branches from the top and made the little monkey look like he's falling from the tree or hanging in the tree. And then I put just a few little starry looking pretty twinklers in their little chatons, you know. So in this case, I let the cerulean show. But on these I didn't, because I wanted to mock the look of this piece and completely fill it. So it's up to you, you know, if you want to let your cerulean show. I didn't. Also, I had a few little issues with getting dirt in it. So we have black, we have walnut, we have red, and we have white cerulean. So the white's the hardest one to work with, I think, because of that issue. You can get dirt in it. Really, it can get dirty really easy, and it doesn't look nice. And then you have to figure out some tricks, which there are some, but we'll do that in another video. If you want to see some tricks though with cerulean, you can go back in my videos, maybe about 6 months, and you will find a video with Diane Hess in it, and she's your instructor for that video, and she shows how you can make some effects with cerulean to put other color in it with perfect pearls. So if you want to go find that, you might enjoy seeing it if you haven't seen it already. So okay, so let's just get down to it instead of talking the whole time. Let's just, I'm good at that. So let's put this up here. Let's get this guy down here, and hopefully I have the right roses. The first thing I have to do though, guys, is I have to mix this stuff. This is cerulean. Now it comes in a box, and there are these, I don't know, like taffy-like rolls of stuff in there. One is the hardener, and one is the resin. Okay, just kind of like ice resin. When you mix it, one's a hardener, one's a resin. Same thing. Only it's clay. And it is very resinous smelling, let me tell you what. I do not enjoy the smell of it, but it gases off fast. So that's the good news on that. Now what you have to do is you have to mix it. You have to mix the hardener with the resin, which the hardener tends to be a little softer. But anyway, so I'm gonna cut this off, and what I use is, I'll just do it over here. Well, then you can't see it though. Well, you have to trust me on this. I just use a regular old sharp, nasty old, you know, whatever you find them, steak knife thing. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a piece off. I'll show you how big it is. Yeah, don't use scissors on this. You'll ruin your scissors. Just take a knife, an old nasty knife that you don't care about. Is good. If you guys got another way to do it, go ahead and say so. But this is the way I do it, and it works for me. So it'll work for you too if you care to do it that way. So anyway, so I took the one piece out. Now you don't use the whole log. The reason you wouldn't want to mix the whole log together, and really, originally it's about twice the size, but I've used a bunch of it already, is because you're not going to use that much. And if you even want to, you would never get it all put together in time before it would start curing. And once it starts curing, it's going to be rock hard. So you don't want to do that. So here's my hardener. Now I want to cut my resin. So I usually turn it on its side like it's a cake roll or something. I'm always thinking of food. And I want to cut it to be about the same size, or just maybe slightly less. So I'll mark it so you can see. It's sticky.
Yeah.
I don't like this part where I'm mixing it, to be honest with you. I'm going to cut this off, okay, guys? I don't like this part much because I have to wear gloves, and yes, you do. You can see I'm gloved up. You do, because it's very irritating to your skin to just work with this with nothing. You will be sorry if you do that. So get yourself some gloves.
Could they get that shield, what was that called?
Instead of glove?
Instead of glove.
No, I wouldn't do that, because that stuff could mix into the cerulean and corrupt it, you know. So in this case, no, I would not do that. We'll leave that alone. Suck it up and put on gloves. Okay, now this is not safe. I'm cutting this and it's facing me. So I'll just do it off camera so you don't have to see it, because it's a poor example. But I got to get this off of here, and we don't have all day and all night. Okay, we're good. All day and all night. Okay, we got it off. Yeah, it's sticky. By the way, if you don't know about cerulean, it is made by the Swarovski company, and it's an epoxy resin clay, kind of like if you remember crystal clay or decorat clay, you know, that kind of thing. And this is just better. I've never found one that, but I didn't like that old stuff at all. It was so sticky. It was hard to work with. This is sticky too, but not the same way. So anyway, sometimes it's a little hard to find too, but we do have it. Anyway. So there you go. I think this one, I'll squish it. This one might be a little bit bigger than this one. If you want to have more, and when you're doing resin, if you want to have more of one side than the other, you always want it to be the hardener. At least that's the way I understand it. So I'm going to just, Javi says yeah, so, you know, always listen to Javi. She knows everything. Anyway, so I'm going to take these two, part A and part B, and now I'm going to mix them. This is, you have arthritis hands, I'm sorry. It hurts. And I know, because I do. A little bit, not bad yet. With this stuff, though, once it starts hardening, you're done. But you've got about a window of about 30 minutes to 2 hours to work with. This is, okay, can you see how this is mixed, how this is marbled? Kind of looks like halite to me, white halite.
It does.
This is good. This is a good mix right here. Okay, so you're going to see some striations and stuff. That's okay. You just don't want to see big wide bands of it. Okay, so now I want to put this in here. So now I'm going to pinch a piece off, and be conservative when you're pinching it off. You're probably not going to need as much as you think. Okay, this is probably actually too much. So I pinched off about, I don't know, 1/3 to 1/4 of that, and I'm thinking it might be too much. And so here's how I'll know. I'll stick this in here, and I'll kind of eyeball it and think, now when I squish this out and make it flat, how's it going to go? I don't know. That might be good. I can always scrape some off. So I'm going to start pressing it down. I'm going to go with this. Everything, you know, it's a lot of eyeballing, but once you use this very long, a lot of the girls in the creative group are very adept with this. I brought this stuff out and brought it to everybody's attention, I don't know, maybe it was a year ago or something. I love this stuff. I found out about it from my friend Christy Friesen because she swears by it. And I started doing videos, and they just took it and ran with it. This is good. I had the right amount. Look at that. It's nice and flat. Now, if you want it flatter than that, especially if you decide you want to leave some show, then you're going to want to get it nice and smooth. If you're going to fill it all up, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if there's dirt in it, you know, but you don't want that. So what I do, I like to make sure that I keep it off the edges because it just doesn't look nice. So I'll scrape that a little bit. get that off. I don't want to use any oil or anything to try to, you know, get that off, because I don't want to take a chance about anything getting mixed into the cerulean. Okay, so make sure I got it all the way out to the edge. Yeah, I do. This is fine. This is perfect for what we want to do, which is basically something like this. Oops, that's upside down. How foolish do I feel? Okay, so we're going to do that. And it doesn't matter because we're going to fill it up. So you can see thumbprint marks and all that. Don't worry about it. If you don't want them, there's a little technique where you take a little bit of water on your finger and you can smooth it out. Okay, but I'm not going to get into that right now. We're going to do this. But just to let you know, you have to experiment with it a little bit. But it will work nicely for you. Okay, so here we go. At this point, I'm taking these off. If I would have powdered my hands first before I put these on, they would have come on and off nicer. That's a little tip for you. Okay, so now I have this down. And you can do like this with it. You know, that's not going to make your skin hurt or anything. Okay, so now it's time to choose flowers. Now this is a bigger piece, so I can use maybe some of my bigger flowers. Okay, so let's see how far we get. And then also something I use is one of these little kits. We have a lot of them at the site. They are just wonderful. They have little pearl cabs in them, all different sizes. And I've showed you these before, I'm pretty sure. They are so secure, the tops will not come flying open. So if you want to take them with you somewhere to do a project or go to a class or something, you can do that. And they're not going to mess up for you. Okay, so now I'm going to put that aside. Actually, I'm going to pull a few out that I want. I know I'll probably use some of those, and I know I'll probably use some of those. Just a few, okay? And then you can see over here, I have some regular little no-hole ball pearls. That's what they used in the original Porcelage. And I found as I went along and did this, there were times that you might want some of those. So I'm going to start out this way. I usually start up at the higher, when I'm going to make an arrangement like this, I usually start up at the higher left-hand side. So this is really kind of a big rose. On these smaller ones like this and this, you would not want one this big, because all you'd have is just rose, you know. So let's think about it. I like to have the tip of the leaf tipping out sideways too. So I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to push it down. Now, carefully, because these are porcelain bisque and we don't want them to break, chip off. Most of these roses come from 1928. Most of the ones we have, not all of them, but most of the ones we have on our site are from there. So anyway, I'm going to put that big one. Then I have these little cluster roses. You see them? There's a pink and a peach and a yellow. They're so precious. Precious. So precious. And I'm going to put that right there. I think that's a good place for it. I don't have any leaves. I hadn't thought that far ahead, but it would be nice to put a few little leaves in there with it too. But I don't have any. So, I have plenty of leaves, but I didn't figure out which one would be best. So, yeah. So anyway, this is a yellow rose. I think I like the leaves tipping out toward the edge. You do what you want. That's me. Now, these are tipping in, but they go all the way around, so what can you do? Anyway, so I'm going to just gently push that in. See? So it's just kind of peeking out of there. And then I might put a little pink one in next. Let's see how it fits, though. So I don't want it coming off out of the bezel. Maybe I can push it over a little bit. And you guys, you could do this with glue too. You don't have to use cerulean. If you got E6000, you're good to go. I just like the cerulean, so I wanted to use it. And you know, cerulean, you might think, oh, it's from Swarovski. I can't afford that. That's going to be sky high. No, it's not. It doesn't really cost any more than the old crystal clay did. So, I mean, and it's better. So, you know, you're not getting into an expensive product. Now, what I'm doing is I'm having a little bit of trouble fitting this up in here because the way the leaves, these things are handmade. Not by me, but, okay. So I got that kind of peeking out there. I may remove that. We'll see. Actually, I just thought of something. See, you know, with assemblage, it's like, you know, it's like making a puzzle or something, you know, like that. It's like making a puzzle. So you might have to work with it a little bit, you know, but that's okay. It's all good. Oh, come on. See, because it just fits so. Okay, I think I like that better. I don't like how, so you got to take in mind how stuff looks around the sides. Not that people are going to look at that much, but I don't know, it just bugs me when something doesn't look right at the side. So let's try it this way and see. But it's kind of high on this side, and I can't really do anything about the size of it. Okay, I like that better. It is coming out of the bezel a little bit, but it'll be okay. It's going to work. It's fine. So, right along here, though, see, I've got a lot of territory to cover in here. And this would be a good place for some pearls. So let's see what we can do. But first, let me see about this piece. Maybe I can shove this in here and that'll be good. Or maybe it won't be. Let's see. You never know till you try it. That's what assemblage is about. And that's what made me so tickled when I saw this line over at the factory, because, you know, the old sample line of it. Because, you know, it's assemblage. And I know that they did anything like that, but evidently they did. So how about that? Okay, I popped it right down. I came close though, because it budged this. But once this sets down in here, guys, that's another reason I like it. Cerulean is like cement. It's not cement, but it's like cement because nothing's coming out of there. You know, once you put it in there and once it cures, you're done, nothing's coming out of there. So, and that's what you want. You don't want stuff coming off. So now I've got my crystal katana here. Now here's another thing with pearls and crystal katana. Sometimes this black nib, which you need in order to pick stuff up, it will get its blackness onto the whiteness of the pearl, which makes it look dirty. So then you're going to have to be aware of that so that you can go ahead and get the dirt out. Okay, so I've got that pretty much placed. So, and it didn't get dirty. Yay! So then I take the other nib, the other part of this, and put in there. And we sell a tool, we sell this one, the Pick Me Up tool. It costs a fraction of the crystal katana, and it works really just as good. But somehow I like the way the crystal katana feels in my hand, and you know, I've had this one for a while, so I continue to use it. So you might say, well, if it's so much better, why are you using it? Well, I use both of them actually, whichever one works best. Okay, come here, you. Now I'm going to stick this one in there. I did cut, what you can do with these tools that have this, it's like a dop stick on the end. This one has the same stuff on it. When they start sticking to stuff and making stuff dirty and all that with their black ends, you know, this black rubbery stuff, sticky stuff, then I trim it. I'll just cut it off a little bit, and that helps a lot. And I also bring these down because I'm not done using these yet. You know, everybody loves the katana and they love the pick-me-up tool, but I still believe in tweezers sometimes. So I still use them. Sometimes there's just nothing better for it than that. But I'm placing these pearls all around. For now, I'm going to place some of them, and then I'm going to, oh, come on, you. Then I'm going to come back. Come here. Maybe I'll just sit you down, huh? Oh, you're being a pill. Well, you'll have this. You know what? Let me just make the rest of the form, the placement of the roses, then we'll come back to this. You got it. You got the basic point, you know. You're going to fill that in with pearls, right? And you can use the round no-hole ones, and you can use the flat cabochons. We have both at the site. We have lots of these little pearls for accent, so be sure you come on over and check us out for that, because we are a good source for that. Okay, so now I have another rose, and it's kind of big too. But look at that. It fits really nice under there, and I'm using a lot of roses on this. Now, the original Porcelage one used like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this 40 by 30 frame. So they economized by filling with pearls, but I'm not doing that. I'm filling it in with a lot of roses. Now, if you want to save money, then what you can do is do like they did.
Yep.
Just use fewer roses. But if you're making it for a special gift or a special order of some kind and you want it to be really like a rose bouquet just popping out of there, then you might want to say, I'm going to go ahead and go for it. I'm going to fill it all up. Now, here's an issue. This one's a little high for where this is. So if I put this in here, it's going to overshadow this piece I put in here, and it sits up too high. It's not going to look nice. So we're not going to use that one. Now I have one itty bitty one of these left, and I think it belongs right here. It's because it's falling in there and not work there. So I'm going to just put it right here, okay? And then you'll fill in. Yeah, that just butts up against that nice. I want this to show as little of the cerulean as possible for this type. But other things, no, the cerulean can show. It's up to you. You're the boss, okay? You can put whatever you want in there. You're driving. You're the steering wheel. Okay, so now I got a little bit of an issue here. So now what do? This doesn't want to fit. Nothing wants to quite fit in here quite right. They're a little bit too high. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip this one down toward me a little bit, and I'm going to find the lowest place on this piece, if I can, and I'm going to try to stick it in there, and then I'll push this one back down, and then we have to hope that we don't break anything, but I don't think we will. This one's just a little too big too. It might mean maybe I have to move this one out a little bit, which I could do. It's not set yet. Just push on a little bit. You have to kind of rig it up sometimes, you know. There's no right, no wrong in this type of artwork. Now I've got the leaf part pointing in. I don't like that so much. Yeah, it's kind of sticking out too much. What am I going to do? See, this is sticking up too much, so I can't get this under. This is too high. So then it makes it stick out like of the frame, and I'm not liking that. That's too much. I'm not liking it. Okay, I think I've got it on me. Just hit to the edge. Let me see if I can push it down, make it look right without breaking it. Don't break it, Brenda. No. No. Okay, we got her. Now it'd be really sweet if I had another one of those to put in there, but I don't think there's a way in this world that I would fit it. So we're going to have to go with pearls to do the rest. But here are my issues in this piece, which I will correct, and you can correct as well. But I'm just going to show you so that you'll be watching out for them when you do yours. Okay, I am very conscious of how these pieces look from the side. I don't want to have a bunch. I don't want any of this cerulean popping out and going over the bezel. I don't want it sticking to anything that shouldn't. And I like to have things, you know, you've done a lot of assemblage with me if you've been following me for a while. You know I like to examine it from all angles. Now this isn't too bad. That's pretty good. Right here is good. This isn't too bad because I got my pearls in place already. But right here, something needs to go in there. So let's see what I can do about that. I will take this guy and stick him in. Oh yeah, he fits. Oh yeah. But I want to get him shoved over because we need to get that filled up as much as we can. So now I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to go in here with my tweezies or something that I can push it down. You know what would be good is a toothpick, actually, because those tweezers might scuff up that. Aw, see, that wasn't a good idea, was it? Didn't stay. But I got a way to make it stay. So I'll get to show you now because it goofed up. That's what's good about goof ups. Okay, I'm going to take another little piece of this cerulean. And this isn't enough that's going to create an issue. It's when you're mixing the whole big thing that can be a problem. Actually, we don't even need this much. Okay. When Christy Friesen uses cerulean, she attaches all kinds of little itty bitty things to it and makes it work. So I'm going to stick that down there so it's up a little higher, and then I'm going to mush this down into it. I just have to remember which way I had it in here. And because it makes it higher, now I'm going to have another hole. So I'm going to have to get in here and really push it down. And I hope it doesn't break right off while we're doing this. But if it does, I also have a fix for that. That's the wonderful thing about assemblies. There's just so many ways that you can patch things up. Now, I don't like this right here. There's a hole. We can't get anything down into there in the cerulean. So, what I'm going to do is I'll let this cure. And then I'll go back with a little bit of jewelry glue and I'll stick a few in there. I don't think that will hurt anything once it's cured. It's, you know, it's not. But before it's cured, I would not take E6000 and put anything down here. You need to wait. Let it cure first. And then wherever you've got holes, and you want to put a few more pearls or whatever, you can come do that. And that's where I would advise that something goes. Something very small. Maybe if I drop something down in there, you can get the idea. See, like this. That would be pretty, won't it? Can you see? But it needs some glue. Because it's not good. I could put a little tiny piece of cerulean under that. Some people are really good at it, but I'm afraid when I push it down in, it might like come out the sides and look ugly. So I don't want that. I want a nice clean look with this. So I'm not going to do that. I would prefer anywhere where I can't cleanly get a pearl in. Come here. I hate it when it does that. Then I would prefer to just come back and glue it in later. Because, you know, you can make this without the cerulean too, like I told you. You don't have to have cerulean to do this. I just like the look of it. It kind of adds to the porcelain look of the flowers. You don't see much of it poking out, but it just kind of is, I don't know, for me it's better. So I got one in there. So I'm going to need one in here. Let's try and see if I can get one more in here. Okay. I'll just push it down in there now. And come back. I love to slide, you know. Okay, now here's something I want to bring to your attention. That's in. Okay, so this is all very nice, but I would prefer to see a little tiny pearl glued in here, one right here, one right here, one right here to make it complete here. You know, so for me, there's a little bit of finish work to do here. Maybe another one right in here, maybe one right here. This is pretty good. That's filled up pretty good, but maybe just for accent, put one there, like I'll show you. Let me pick one up, just kind of drop it in, and you can see, that's pretty. That looks good, but you'll have to do it very neatly, because if you get E6000 on the bisque, the porcelain rose, it'll look funky and bad. And you know, it might look okay when you wear it, but you know where it's going to really show up? It's going to really show up when you take a picture of this to put on your Etsy. And then you're going to say, oh man, I can't sell it like that. And then you'll be in there taking it apart and trying to clean it up. Have fun with that. Have fun with that. So anyway, I've pretty much got my version of Porcelage put together. And yes, it's true, it would cost me more to make this one than it would the other one. Let's see how many flowers I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I count that one? 8. I wouldn't mind it if I could find a few more of these. I think we have them on the site during the flowers, the ceramic flowers section. If you click on the roses, brass roses or brass flowers and leaves, I think it is, in the nav bar. You go down, you'll see ceramic roses. You can see everything we have there, because I sure used a lot of them. And there's more. We have even more styles. But this one, I don't think I got this one at the factory. I think I got it somewhere else. But anyway, that one would probably have looked good like stuck in here. Or, I don't know, it might be too big. No, I don't want to glue it there. But anyways, just thinking. Okay, so anyway, this is pretty nice. Just a few little glue pearl things that can go in here yet. And of course, I have to make the chain, so I have to decide how I want to do that. But I got a lot of them to put together, don't I? So it'll be fine. But that's pretty much how it goes. I mean, there's really nothing to it. And you can do other things. Like I have these little resin enamels in here. I could have put some of those in, or I could have put some twinklers in there, or whatever, you know. But, you know, it's up to you. And you can make this look with 1928 parts, just like they did back in the day. They're the same parts they used for 50 years. No kidding. and then you can make your own designs with them and see what you can come up with. Also, for a design element on this particular one, whoops, let me just smooth this. I would like to probably hang a few little things. So let's see how even it is. Yeah, well, to make it even, I'd have to go almost clear across here, or maybe do 4 here. So you have to look at the placement of your hanging holes to make them work right, you know. But anyway, I think this will be lovely when it's done. I think someone will love to wear it and own it, because I don't know if that I'll keep it. But it's fun, you know, come and have some fun. So you'll need some cerulean, this stuff, which I'm going to, oh, here's another tip. Once you mix this stuff, like I said, you got 30 minutes to max, maybe 2 hours, just maybe 2 hours. So I'm going to have to go ahead and use this and make some of these other ones up. Because if I don't, I'll lose it. And I hate to lose product, you know. So I'll probably go ahead and do something with it. But here's my idea too, that I didn't bring the right stuff down to do, but I'm just going to show you a little bit. It's just an idea, you know. I'm hoping to do one before the session on Sunday so I can check, because I think it's going to come out cool. If it doesn't, I can show you it didn't come out cool. Then you don't need to be doing it yourself. But anyway, I thought it would be kind of neat to take this. This is the same thing as this. We don't have a lot of them right now in stock in the silver, but we have a good many of them in this color. So I was thinking, you know, these check beads that we love, they're kind of flat. And you could probably embed them in cerulean and hide the hole very easily and use them kind of like for a stone. So I was thinking maybe like, whoops, do one like this, and maybe one like that. And then I have these little ones, these little guys. Did you see them at the site? We have so many beautiful check, especially these little trumpet bellflowers. We have goobers of them in all kinds of colors. So I thought I would do that and then put another. You know, if you're doing a cluster, you want to do it in 3s, 5s, 7s, 9s, that like that, because it's more visually appealing. And then maybe put a few up here, and then maybe I'll go and look and see if I can find some of these parts here and the rusted iron. And then maybe put one coming down this way, one coming up this way. I might have to take some of these little flowers out. Or maybe I just want to use one. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I just think it would be a cool product, and it'd be a cool project, and it'd be a little out of the ordinary, you know? Not something you see done with cerulean all the time. Maybe a new application for using the check flowers. Might get you thinking another way. Hey, I could use these as stones and focals too. Get you more mileage out of them, because they really are wonderful. I got little melons down in here. I got big hole melons. Goes on a toothpick. Got the little ones. All those funky Picasso travertine type finishes that everybody's nuts about, including me. We have gobs of this stuff at the site. You need to come look. It's in the glass beads section. That's where you'll find it. So anyway, what you think? What do you think, Javi? You want to do this? Huh? She fell asleep over there. Are you going to do this and show me up?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, wouldn't that be pretty? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen her necklaces that she's made out. I think didn't you do the video on this with the noodles? Yeah, it's the one before this one. She used this piece. Let's see what Javi would do with it, huh? She'd probably make it better than me. But that's not hard to do these days. Okay, one last thing I want to tell you about cerulean before I take off. Here's my bag. Now, I don't have anything to wrap around this. It might be good. Well, I think I'll put it in here. I could put it in this one. So it'll fit, yeah. And you can put them next to each other. That's not going to hurt anything. Because the ends are kind of left exposed. You do not want to let that get to, you don't want to let air get to that. Because then it will just start curing and you'll never be able to use it. You'll have to throw it out. It'll be worthless. So I've got it in this baggie, and then I've got it in this ugly old baggie. And now it'll be good till I want to use it the next time and mix up a new batch of it. So, anywho, what do you think? Was that fun? Was that fun or what? I think so. I'm going to make a pair of earrings now. I'm not going to do them right now, but I'm going to take some, just put that in there, maybe see if I got another little flower that could fit in there. I don't know, maybe we just want that. Ah, that's a little big. What I really want is one of those little tiny ones, maybe. Okay, I'll do that later. I'll show you on Sunday. How about that? You're going to come over? Come over this Sunday. It'll be September, I can't count. Today's the 30th?
I think it's
September 1st, September 1st, yes, Sunday. This is 2019 because I have like almost 10 years worth of videos up here, so just so you know. This is 2019, so we'll be over there. But the thing about those live videos, just to let you know, they archive. So once I'm done with it, even if you didn't get to be with us for the live version, not to worry, because they'll be there. You can see them in their entirety, beginning to end. Okay, so y'all, have a happy one. Have a good weekend. Don't eat too many hot dogs, hamburgers, and potato salad and baked beans at your picnics. Okay, love ya. Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you'll try this. And everything I used here can be found at bisouboutiques.com, where we have the good stuff. Everything here is in stock. So as of today, August 30th, 2019, it's all in stock, and there's plenty of it. So come on over and grab a few. And don't forget, oh, I want to tell you one more thing. There is a code that you can use to get Bisou by 1928 product at a 20% discount. Javi will put it in here for you so you can see exactly how to put it in, because this is case sensitive. It's BSUE 19, what is it? It's BSUE 1928. Yeah. I went brain dead. You know, we'll check it and before we put it on here. BSUE 1928. And that's all caps, no spaces. Okay? She'll put it in here so you can find it, okay? So you'll remember that, won't you, Javi? Okay, very good. She'll take care of it. So you'll see it. So anyway, if you come and you have $40 worth of this product in your cart, you put that code in to the coupon box and you will get 20% off of that product. Or if you're new to us, if you've never tried our things before, you can use code NEW2BISOU, all caps, no spaces, and you will get $5 off of $35 or more. You can get anything on the site. You get a piece of this, you can get another thing, whatever. You get enough to make one of these things, some biscuits, whatever, and you'll get $5 off all that. But if you want a bigger discount on these pieces from 1928, then you use Bisou 1928. She'll show you. We'll get it. Hey, thanks for coming. I know I'm long-winded this time, so I'm sorry. Javi's over here saying, yeah. Best I could do. I think you're going to enjoy the product. Okay, thanks, and have a great day.
Bye.